Hey guys, I'm sorry I still don't have a tripod. My mom hasn't even put it in the mail yet, but I should be getting it soon so that you won't have like the wobbly, shaky camera anymore. This video is going to be a response to Misty from the Book Rats book chat for this month. It's something she does every month, and I always mean to do it and then never do. So this month's is on classic, and I'll have a link to her video down in the description if you want to check it out. I don't read a whole lot of classics other than the ones that have been assigned in school, and the funny thing is when I was a kid and we read classics in elementary school, middle school, I usually hated them, but I think that's because of my mindset. And then for the first 2 years of high school, we never really got assigned classics. We read novels, but they weren't classics. They were things none of us had ever heard of. And then starting junior and senior year, we read everything we read was stuff that everyone's heard of and things like that. And I think I absolutely loved every single book we read. Actually, I should kind of take back what I said about middle school too, because 8th grade we read some classics that I really did end up enjoying. But I know 5th grade, our 5th grade teacher had us read several classics. He had us read Hatchet and Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, or something like that. I can't even remember the title of the book. And I know I didn't even finish those books because I could not get into them and hated them. I think a good majority of the class did. And that's the only time I've never finished a book in school, except for in 7th grade we were supposed to read Treasure Island. I tried so hard to read that book. I sat down every day. We had reading assigned, so I'd sit down and okay, I'm gonna read this chapter. I'd read a paragraph, could not understand anything, and gave up. So I don't know how I would feel if I went back and read it now, but in 7th grade I could not understand Treasure Island at all. But like I said, all of the classics I've read recently I've really liked, and it's kind of the thing where I always plan to read classics but never actually get around to it unless they're assigned in school. So I hear all these really well-known books that I want to read, but I haven't. But I would definitely say my least favorite of all the classics I've read was definitely Treasure Island. I pretty much failed that section of English in 7th grade. I think a lot of kids in my class did, actually. It was really bad. But my favorite classic I've read, my favorite would probably be Wuthering Heights, which I read as in junior English. In high school we had to read a book on our own, in silent reading time kind of thing, and I chose to read Wuthering Heights. I think that, yeah, it was my first one, because I read Sense and Sensibility for that too. But the thing with Wuthering Heights was I wanted to read it because I'd heard about it and it sounded interesting, but I loathed every single character in that book. Could not stand any of the characters. But I became so emotionally involved in what was happening. I don't know. For me, I hated all of the characters, but I absolutely love the story. It's just so weird and messed up and everything. And it's the kind of thing where I'm not even entirely sure why I enjoy that book as much as I do, but it would probably be my favorite classic that I've read. I'm not really entirely sure what qualifies it as being classic. I kind of think of classics as being at least somewhat older. They're old enough that they're old enough that they're not really modern, if really recent kind of things, I guess. I also think in order to be a classic it has to be pretty well known. If you were to go ask people on the street if they'd heard of this book, a decent amount of people would have heard of it. One thing, Harry Potter is my favorite book ever, and I kind of consider Harry Potter a classic because it's so well known and everyone has heard of Harry Potter, but I don't know if it's old enough to be considered a classic yet, or I don't know if how old it is should be an issue, but I don't know. I kind of feel it's one of the most recent classics, kind of, if that makes sense. But yeah, I find it's really hard to classify what's considered a classic and what isn't, really. But I think that is all. I will see you guys later. Bye. Also, I should note right now, I know the lighting is really bad, partly because my bed is above me and like casting a shadow, and all I have on is the ceiling light, and then the window's behind me, so it's not really like illuminating anything, which I would turn around and face the window so that the light was like on me, but then you're seeing my closet, and I don't know if you want to see my closet. So, there's a lamp right here that would probably help, but I only have so many plug-ins, and I have too many things plugged in right now to plug in the lamp. So, yeah, I don't know, I'll figure that out later, and hopefully I won't be like in shadow every single video. I'm still trying to figure the dorm thing out. I've only been in college for 2, 3, and this is my second day of classes, like 5 days? Yeah.